This is Strictly Business, presented by the Greater Bakersfield Chamber of Commerce. Sponsored in part by the law offices of Young Wooldridge, San Joaquin Community Hospital. And now, here's your host, Cindy Pollard, President and CEO of the Greater Bakersfield Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome back to Strictly Business. We are now at our Spotlight segment, and this Spotlight on Business is brought to you today by San Joaquin Community Hospital. I'm joined in the studio right now by Jimmy Phillips, who is the Executive Director of Marketing and Communications at San Joaquin Community Hospital, and one of my favorite go-tos as a guest host on the show.
We always like filling in when we can.
Which is fantastic. Jimmy's joining us today to talk about creating buzz using outside-the-box PR ideas and talking about how the hospital did that very thing to market its upcoming GospelFest.
Yeah, thank you for having me today, Cindy.
It's great to have you here, and particularly to be here with you. Normally I'm gone when you're here.
Yes, definitely.
So, anyway, first off, tell us what GospelFest is, and then what you and your team did to create a buzz about the event.
Well, we started GospelFest in 2009.
Oh, okay.
And essentially the idea was to, the hospital's a faith-based Christian hospital, and we wanted to do something to have that mission reflected out in the community. And so we decided to create an event that we called GospelFest. We bring in a headline Christian artist that's, syndicated on the radio nationally, has had #1 hits and albums and is well-known both in Bakersfield and nationally. And then we decided, wouldn't it be really neat if we had local Christian artists audition to open up for them? And so that's what we did. And the first couple of years, we had some weather issues. One year it was too hot. One year it was rainy and too cold.
A chance you take here.
But then we found that perfect slot right after the fair. We started doing it on the first Sunday of October. And the last 2 years, it's been 75, 80 degrees, and we've had over 4,000 people come out to the event the last couple of years.
That's great.
Yeah.
So tell us some of the specific outside-the-box strategies that you've used. I know you said you have auditions for local artists to open up, which is great. In and of itself. I would imagine that creates a lot of buzz on social media, Facebook, Twitter, etc. What are some of the things that you've done to identify and attract those?
I think the underlying foundation, and it's been an evolution, of course, because you do something and you try to make it better as you go.
Absolutely.
It started with, what can we do in the community that is something people, not just we have to coerce them to come, but something they want to come to.
Absolutely.
And concerts are great. People love coming to concerts.
Absolutely.
It's not a chore. It's something you can do with your family for fun. And so we started looking for ideas that would align with our mission, and putting on a Christian concert is something that worked out for us perfectly. So I'd say that was the foundation.
Okay.
This year, what we've decided to do is, how can we take that foundation and more strategically tie it to our mission as a hospital?
Okay.
And so what we've done is we're bringing a big health fair component in.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to be doing all sorts of interactive health types of things that are fun, and that people are going to enjoy coming and participating in and learning something too. Kaiser Permanente is doing their farmers market. That's out at Hagen Oaks. They're doing it at GospelFest that day.
Oh, wow.
So the farmers
Where
market.
is GospelFest taking place?
Sorry, didn't mention that. It's at the Bright House Amphitheater.
Got it.
Out
Okay.
in the Riverwalk.
Okay.
Yep.
Fantastic.
So
So they're going to do the farmers market.
They'll have the farmers market there open
At
for
Riverwalk.
business. Yep. So
Incredible.
it's going to be really neat, and that obviously aligns well with the events, with the health fair
and with
component.
your mission. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So you've taken the festival from more than just music.
Yeah.
By adding the healthcare component, you've got the live audition component, and with that, I think you've been able to tap into the whole movement and the craze and what's driving television audiences nationwide, probably worldwide, with X Factor and so America's Greatest Talent,
American
Idol, all of those. So there's I guess a training ground and an expectation already.
Yeah, we had 32 different groups audition this year.
Wow.
And we do the auditions in May. We do them over at Rabobank, who operates and owns the Bright House Amphitheater. So they're our partner in this event, and they do a great job. We have a guest panel from KAXL Radio, myself from the hospital, and then also the music folks over there at Rabobank. And we go through and we judge them and rate them and give them feedback, just like just like the guys on American Idol and such. So we have 4 local artists that are going to be opening this year.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
And in addition to that, as you are partnering and reaching out to these different segments,
Right.
those are additional avenues for cross-marketing,
Absolutely.
cross-promoting,
Absolutely.
creating that buzz.
Yep.
That's fantastic. How have you seen this grow over the years? I think you said 4,000 this year. What?
The first couple of years were, the weather played a huge factor. The first year it was like 110 degrees. So once we got to the headliner artist toward the evening, the place really filled up. So we knew the potential was there.
Right.
And this year what we've done is we've actually reduced the number of local artists. We did 8 or 9 in the past. We're only doing 4 this year to really consolidate and make the event very strong.
Right.
And then we're going to have 2 headliners, the Rhett Walker Band and Plum, who's had numerous #1 hits in the Christian music arena. So it's going to be a really strong event, and people are going to be, I think, really impressed with the quality of the concert. And the best thing is, everything is completely free, except for food that's going to be available to purchase.
Sure. Now let me ask you something. You guys are very skilled and adept at, putting together really strong marketing plans and putting together ideas to create your own buzz.
Right.
What does that recipe or formula look like for somebody else who's looking to do it? You've mentioned quite a bit tying into your mission, but as somebody else is listening to you talk and they say, well, gosh, I want to try to replicate this in my own business.
Right.
Where do they start? What questions should they ask themselves?
I think the first thing you have to do is ask yourself who you are. For us, we're a faith-based Christian hospital. That means our mission of spirituality blends with our mission of providing healthcare. So GospelFest really encapsulates that because we're providing a spiritual component that can be a blessing to people through the Christian music. And with the health fair we're bringing in, there's an opportunity to align it strategically with what we're doing as a hospital. So you have to be aligned to who you are first and foremost.
Right.
And then for us, it's been looking out at the community and who are the right partners for us to partner with. And I have to give credit to our sponsors, KAXL, Life FM, 88.3 radio, specifically the Afternoon Joyride with Matt Pelishek and Aaron Perlman. They've been a great sponsor of GospelFest from the beginning, and we've been able to tie that in even further this year. The 2 of them, Aaron and Matt, are going to be emceeing the event along with me. And also Aaron is over at Eyewitness News, of course, too. And they came on as a sponsor this year as well.
Fantastic.
So there's a lot of tie-ins there. And I think as you build really strong partners, for us, it was the radio station from the start, along with Rabobank, who operates the venue. You let them do what they're good at, which is put on concerts. So they run the logistics of the event. We're not experts at putting on concerts. So we had to have those partners in place, both on the operations side of the event and strategically, who else in the community's mission aligns with what we're trying to do. Obviously, you have a Christian radio station in this case that wants to bring these types of things to Bakersfield, and they're happy to promote it, talk about it, and do whatever we ask. They've been a great partner to us.
Okay, so ask yourself, who are you? What's your mission? What ties in with that mission? Who has a similar mission? Who might be interested in partnering with us? And then anything else?
I think the connections just flow from there. Like I said, with Aaron now co-hosting on KAXL, there's an obvious tie into the news station, and it gave us an avenue to go and ask them to be a sponsor of the event, and it's worked out perfectly. Bakersfield Life is also a sponsor this year, so we have great media sponsors. That has been absolutely key. We've drastically reduced the publicity that we're actually spending in dollars to promote the event through the sponsorships. And when you build an event that has credibility and you can say, we're bringing out thousands of people to this event, we're putting up the funds to bring in the headline acts, the sponsors come right on board because it's great publicity for them. It ties in to what they're doing, and it's a win-win situation for everybody involved.
Absolutely. So you can't be afraid to ask.
That's absolutely right.
Yes.
Yep.
So you talked about some of the new things that are coming to GospelFest this year. Did that result from asking the question, okay, how do we make this bigger and better?
That's exactly right.
And then you see opportunities that come up as you're going through prior years and you go, we'll have to remember to do that next year.
I think it's just being more strategic. It's great. I mean, it's always been a great event. It's great to bring Christian music to the community, but how do we make it different from any other concert? Because a hospital is putting this on, and I don't know many hospitals that put on concerts. That's not
Right.
generally what we do. So how do we make this, something that we can justify it as an expense, going
Absolutely.
forward? And the best way to do that is to strategically line it with what we do. We've tried over the course of the years to do health fairs. You can get a couple hundred people out. How do we
Right.
do something that we want to do anyway at a site where we already know we can get lots of people there? So I'm not, under any false, presumption that people are going to come for the health fair.
health fair.
But when they're there, I think they're absolutely going to participate in what's going on there. And I think that's a great way to, use an advantage to drive a much bigger audience than would be otherwise possible.
So talking about major buzz, what you're basically doing is having a concert to get people to a health fair.
Yeah, and make sure people know that that San Joaquin Community Hospital is
Right.
putting this on. It's not the radio station. We're
Right.
very proud to have their sponsorship and
Right.
such, but this is the San Joaquin Community Gospel Fest and Health Fair.
And health fair.
Yeah.
What a great way to get
Yeah.
big buzz
Absolutely.
for a health fair.
And
which fits
I have
in.
to plug it Sunday, October 5.
Okay.
Doors open at 2 p.m.
Okay.
And the concert really will go from 3 to 9
Okay.
with some breaks in between. The health fair will probably end around dark,
Okay.
but start
Makes
when
sense.
doors open. So that 2 to 7 window is your window for the health fair.
And the farmer's market.
The farmer's market will be there. We'll have a kids zone with a jump house and all sorts of stuff for your kids to have fun with. And it's just going to be a fantastic day.
It sounds like it. And the date again on that?
October 5th. It's a Sunday.
Sunday, okay.
Plenty of time to go to church, have lunch, and then come on out for our event.
Fantastic. Some great ideas for creating outside the box public relations or implementing outside the box PR strategies for creating buzz
Definitely.
around a great event there at the hospital, and providing some tips that some of our viewers can use in creating their own.
Well, we think so. Thank you, Cindy.
Appreciate your being here as always.
Absolutely.
Have a great week.
You too.
Thanks. I'm Cindy Pollard with the Greater Bakersfield Chamber of Commerce. We're going to take a quick break for a word from our sponsors, and when we come back, we'll be at the closing bell with events and activities to keep your business going.